Good morning, guys. It is the 8th, December 8th, I think, 7th? It's the 8th. I don't know why. Apparently this year is the year of food poisoning because I got it real bad last night again. So I stayed home today from work because at like 1 or 2 in the morning, I had like a really painful knot in my stomach, and I said, oh, this doesn't feel very good. It feels like gas, right? And I was burping, and it tasted like sulfur, like rotten eggs. So I thought it was from breakfast, because we went to breakfast yesterday. That toilet became my best friend. I had to go many times, and then it calmed down, and I said, okay, maybe the worst of it is over. And then an hour later, the vomiting starts. I was like, fuck. So I don't know why. I have never had food poisoning as much as I have this year. I don't know if I'm just getting really unlucky or if I'm like accidentally cooking dinner wrong now. I don't know what the deal is. Adam is fine. Adam didn't get sick. But I went to breakfast with my family yesterday. So that's the only thing I can really blame if I was sick and he wasn't. But like, I don't get it. Why is food poisoning attacking me so much this year? It sucks. Hello everybody. It is currently it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, December 10th. Is that right? That sounds right. Just got home from work. Before Adam left for work, his big Christmas present arrived, and I was so scared that it would be in like not discreet packaging. I thought it would like be plastered all over the box what it is, so thank God it wasn't, because he's the one who brought it in. I think I'm gonna wrap it tonight. I think I'm gonna try and wrap all the gifts that I can. I just don't know where to store them when they're wrapped because I have these little demons. This one specifically is the one I'm worried about because he's the one with claws. I'm afraid that he's going to destroy whatever I do. But I will worry about that after I enjoy an ice cream cone. Alright, I just ate my little ice cream cone. My cat is trying to trip me right now. So I do want to wrap presents. My first and foremost pressing issue is, where am I going to put them when they're wrapped? My closet's a little struggle. Ow! That's why I didn't want him to touch me. He's gonna get his nails cut soon. I'm gonna wait till like the day before we go on our trip, just so my mom doesn't have to deal with his sharp ass little toes. But I have to deal with them in the meantime. But let me show you guys the closet situation. So, there we go. You guys are on my charger. So here's the situation, right? Presents are in there. I have currently several bolts of fabric in here from my job that were remnants that I was able to take home. And I have projects in mind for them, but I have not done them yet. And that's what's taking up basically all the room that I have. I haven't looked at the other side in a minute. My cat's going to the bathroom. I'll try not to interrupt him. Oh, I guess I could shove things over here. I forgot how empty Adam's side is. Okay, we might not be in as much trouble as I thought. And that's the side that the cats don't like getting in either. They love getting on here and climbing up the boxes. As far as wrapping paper goes, let's see here. God. Okay, we've got big ass hole in these trees from I wonder who. There's probably still enough in there to wrap though. And then we have the candy canes, and then there's some more trees, and then the pink one that I liked that I made Adam get for my last year. The caveat to these candy canes is I need glue dots because tape doesn't hold on this. So if I can find glue dots in my scrapbook bag, then maybe. But let's go on a little walk. I'm gonna wrap in the bedroom, I think. Because that way I can kind of like... Ugh. That way I can kind of lock the cats out so that they're not in my way and bugging me. I love them dearly, but they have problems. Okay, let me see if I can grab this other roll. Technically this is Adam's that he bought to use last year. Oh well. I'm only gonna use it if I have to. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the rest of my materials and we will get wrapping. Okay, we're on the floor to wrap presents. I don't know if y'all are floor people or bed people. Growing up, my mom would always wrap our presents on the bed. And I tried a few times, but when I was younger, I had a twin bed, so it wasn't, you know, big enough. And then also, when I tried it on this bed, I just kept tearing the paper. So I'm wrapping on the floor today. This is the first roll we're trying to finish off. Thankfully, my tags are in here still, but I don't think I have a Sharpie in here. But I do have some markers in my scrapbook bag, which I did bring in here. So hopefully that'll be plenty. I found these cute little gift tags too. I think my mom gave them to me. I don't know how to use them, but I think they're real cute too. And then there's also these like little holiday fabric panels that you can like divvy up on your clothes, I think, or on your sewing projects. Not actually gonna use them, but I think it's really cute that I had those. But yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna try not to show things that may be like called out, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna show the things. I'll just show me wrapping the boxes. I think that's a good way of putting it. So I was at Five Below though when I was shopping for my Secret Santa person, and I ended up buying myself a notebook because it is just the cutest notebook. I honestly might make it into like a budget notebook if I can. I'm really trying to focus on my finances next year, and I think having a notebook will help. I've been using a notebook that I have for school to just like write down how much I got in my paycheck and then the deductions that come out of it, just so I can keep mental track of where I'm at. But I'm gonna start using that book because I think it's adorable. Anyways, let me get these things boxed up, and then yeah, okay, we're fine, we're set, we're good. I wonder if I should use this double-sided tape to close the box, and then that way it's a smoother wrap. I don't want to waste all my Scotch tape because there's really not a whole lot left on this roll. What are your guys's like either favorite Christmas traditions or traditions that, you know, maybe you remember doing in your childhood? Because for me, like, my family, we never saw extended family for Christmas. It was always just the four of us. But, so yeah, it was always just the four of us. We never, like, did anything super extra. My mom would cook dinner like she does on Thanksgiving, which is always really good. We would open our presents. So we opened our presents on Christmas Eve, but then we would open the presents that Santa got us on Christmas Day. So we got like 2 days of presents basically. Christmas kind of sounds like it stopped being Christmas though once I moved out. Even a little bit before I moved out, honestly. Like, my mom and I were hanging out this weekend, and she had informed me that my family is just not buying each other presents this year. And she didn't want to put the tree up. Jesus. She had told me previously though, she was like, you know, in the past, she's like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna do the tree this year, blah, blah, blah. And I always forced her to do it because I'm like, you have to do the tree. Like,
you can't not do the tree, right? But she just doesn't want to do it this year. Luckily, my brother stepped in and said, you know what, the tree would be real cool. So hopefully they do that. I'm not going to be home for Christmas. This is my first year away from home for Christmas, which is also kind of stressing me out a little bit. But I'm not stressed out about not being home for Christmas, right? Like, ever since I moved out, Christmas has not felt like Christmas, because my parents seemingly have stopped trying, if you will. And I know my mom watches these videos and she's probably like offended at that, but I think it's a fair statement. Like, it seems like ever since I moved out, and even maybe a year or two before that, like, they just seem to stop really caring about Christmas things, you know? And I get it. Holidays are hit or miss for people. They're hard, and I assume, because I'm not a parent, I wouldn't know, but I would assume that when you're older and like your kids get older, it's not as fun because they like aren't super Christmas magic people anymore. But personally for me, I love Christmas. I get really sad when I hear that my family stopped doing a lot of the stuff. True heartbreak was last year. My parents, after I don't even know how long, because they had done it my whole life until last year, but my heart broke when they got a fake Christmas tree, because we would always go and get a real Christmas tree. It was a tradition that the weekend after my dad's birthday, since his birthday is December 9th, we would go and pick out our Christmas tree. And it was always just me and my dad. I mean, my mom and my brother would go with us sometimes, right? But as we got older, it became just me and my dad. And basically, once they got that fake tree, I was like, damn, they really just don't like Christmas no more, do they? I would love a real tree, but I live in an apartment, and I don't know how to handle a real tree in an apartment. When I have my own house, you bet your ass I'm getting a real tree, though. But yeah, like, ever since they got a fake tree, I was like, wow, like, Christmas just really isn't the same, huh? And as far as, like, feeling the holiday, my cats are so upset I closed the door on them. As far as feeling, like, the holiday spirit and stuff, I personally, ever since my dog died, I don't care. I wouldn't say I don't care. Christmas at home doesn't feel the same since my dog died. I'm over it now. I get it. And then I have cats who enjoy Christmas, and, you know, I get to celebrate with them. That's great. But I was just, I don't know. Ever since my dog died, Christmas kind of didn't. It's not that Christmas doesn't matter. It's just that it didn't feel like it did at my mom's house when it used to. You know what I mean? But back to some holiday traditions. It's kind of hard talking about traditions that we do because they don't happen anymore. I was just on the phone with Adam, and he was like, man, it's really not Christmas without Zoe, isn't it? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, your family's not doing anything this year because you're not going to be home. And I was like, you know, you're right. When I was a kid, it was like, oh, presents and oh, cookies. I need to cut this a little bit. So as an adult who now cares more about, like, not necessarily just spending time with my family, but I'm an adult who cares about upholding the traditions that I was raised on. And I think part of this is also just one of those things that happens to a lot of, like, youngest kids. I'm the youngest in my family, if you guys don't know that. And I just see a lot of posts online of people who are like, yeah, well, when you're the youngest, you know, that's when traditions stop with you and things like that. Like, they don't care to upkeep that anymore. And that, to me, that has kind of been my childhood. You know, stopped really doing a lot of Christmas stuff. And even the main things that were kind of like no argument about it, we're doing it, have kind of also faded into oblivion. Which sucks. Because personally, I enjoy Christmas. And this wrapping job sucks.
Y'all, the life of diabetes, right? I was sitting here, well, I wasn't sitting here, there's my kitchen. I was trying to get dishes done while I was cooking dinner, and right after I finished doing the dishes, before I put in the lasagna, I was like, I kind of feel low. It's fine. And then I checked it, and it was 64, and I said, fuck. So I had to get a bowl of cereal because I didn't know what else to grab. So now I'm not gonna be able to eat as much dinner because it's like I just ate a bowl of cereal, and while I'm trying to cook dinner, it's irritating sometimes because it's like I just want to eat what I'm making, but now I have to eat more on top of that. Because the only things in my house that I could really utilize are, I think I have some Nutty Buddies in the pantry that I did not want because peanut butter doesn't sound good right now. My cereal, which is like my go-to for low blood sugars, or chocolate milk, which again didn't sound good because a lot of sugar. None of it sounded great, right? Or my last and final option would be orange juice because Adam has orange juice and I fucking hate orange juice, so I would never drink it unless it's literally the only thing in the house to drink or eat, but couldn't do it, won't do it. So I had cereal, and I still have like half an hour on the lasagna, plus I was so close to finishing my dishes, and now I have to wait again. I was cleaning off my stove. I was trying to clean my kitchen, and my body just said, peace out. So, waiting to come back up before I get back up, but hopefully it'll be back up in time for me to go move the lasagna around. Crumble. Crumble.
Crumble.
Just got out of my final. Your girl got an 82 out of 100, which is not like the greatest score in the world, but when you look at the other scores I've gotten on tests for this class, I'm pretty dang proud of an 82 because I think our first ever exam I got 40, and I think I got 60 on the last one. So this one being at an 80, I'm chilling. So that's good. I think I'm gonna run to my mom's house and pick up my dad's Christmas present because I got him a Christmas present that I had sent to their house because it said it was on pre-order. So I was expecting it to not get here until like after we already had left on our trip. So I pre-ordered it early and sent it to the house so that way if we weren't here, then they could get it like still around Christmas, right? Apparently, the sellers were like, hey, you can have it this week if you want. So I'm gonna go pick it up and then I'll probably wrap it sometime before we leave. I don't know. Outside of that, I don't really have much else going on tonight. I heard back from my bankruptcy attorney and it was great news. I'm not going to delve too much into it because y'all don't need to know like my financial situation other than what you guys already know. But it was good news there, so I'm pretty excited. And yeah, that's about all I've got. We're just gonna drive to my mom's house. And I'm gonna go this way. But yeah, I will chat with y'all, I guess, in the next clip. I changed my mind and came home. I was hungry, so I'm gonna snack on this and then maybe clean the rest of my dishes, and I don't know. I'm tired, guys. I'm really tired. Hello, friends. I decided while I wait for my dinner to cook, I'm gonna put the lights up
because they've been burned out. Well, several strands have been burned out for a while. I did replace 2 strands a couple months ago, but I'm gonna replace the ones that were dead. Hopefully all of them will be bright, at least until Christmas. And then I'm gonna hang up the mistletoe. Doing this will help me clean my living room, believe it or not. So that's kind of the goal, is to do that. You guys remember when I did it last year. It's gonna be that again, basically. I'm a little concerned. I don't think this is the same size as the ones that we had. It doesn't look like the same size, but I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. But I feel like it's not the same size. Also, man, my wrist hurts so bad, you guys. When I went roller skating, I completely ate it. This is not gonna be long enough. There's no way it's long enough. It could be. I might need to skip a hook, but it could be. Hold on. When I went roller skating, I ate shit, and I caught myself with my hand, which I know you're not supposed to do, but basically I caught myself like this on the ground. Ever since then, my wrist has been hurting so bad. God, this isn't gonna be long enough, you guys. Fuck. I don't know what to do. I have an extension cord. I might be able to make that work. Fingers crossed it works. Great news, with the extension cord, it is long enough. I'm either blind or I'm the queen of unfortunate timing, but this one is starting to go out. And I only bought 3, and because I bought the 50s instead of the 100s, I had to use all 3 of them to do this task. So, that sucks. But I got the little mistletoe hung up. Oh, I'm so sad. I knew this day was coming, but I opened my Snapchat and I was hit with the notification that I have exceeded my storage limit. I've had Snapchat since I was 12, so there's a lot of shit in those memories. Luckily, most of them I think are on my Google as well. But I did tell my fiance that once Snapchat hits me with that memory thing, I'm deleting it. So I guess it's almost time to delete Snapchat, huh? I'm gonna go through and double check and make sure that I have everything that I want to keep. I'm pretty sure I do. Most things that I want off of there are pictures of my dog and my cats, but I have all the pictures of my cats because I had started saving my memories to my phone as well at least like 3 years ago. So the last 3 years I probably have memories of, but it's like all my high school ones that I'm like, I gotta go and double check that I have those elsewhere because Snapchat decided to hit me with it. If anyone's curious, I have about 15 gigs of memories on there, and they have their limit of 5. So I think I'm gonna just go through and save any last minute things, and then Snapchat's gonna go gone. That didn't make sense. I am on 5 or 6 hours of sleep right now because I didn't get home and go to bed till like 2. So yeah. I had cereal and I had a milk mustache in that entire last clip. I'm so sorry. Just got home, currently snacking on some cheese and salami and some crackers. I honestly might take a nap after I'm done eating because I am tired. Me and my dad go on like every 2 to 3 month trips out of state to go and get lottery tickets for funsies. I live in Utah. They don't sell them here. And so we did that today. And that was basically my whole day. It's like 2:30. 3? No, it's 3 o'clock. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll probably eat and then I'll probably take a nap. So just letting y'all know what's up.
That was one of those naps that's like, I was gone. Yeah, it's like 7. I took my nap at 3, so I slept for like 4 friggin' hours, which is great. I had a good time. I had some dreams. I'm so tired, apparently, but I'm awake now. But Nisma's on me, so I can't move. Alright, my friends, that is going to do it for this vlog. I hope you all enjoyed it. There was a lot going on in this one, so I apologize if it's too long for anybody, but sometimes that's just what happens with Vlogmas and Christmas and stuff, so I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.